Realms of Peril and Glory will begin after these short messages. We'd like to thank our patrons, Dominic Graves, Jameson Lalone, and Tony, for their support in making this series possible. If you'd like to join them and get exclusive shows, ad-free listening, behind-the-scenes content, and even more, then head on over to patreon.com/lightandtragic. Welcome back to Realms of Peril and Glory. It is so wonderful to have you here. My name is Zachary Fortais-Gomm, and I will be your game master today. I am here with James Barbarossa.
Hello, I'm everyone.
And playing with us is Laura Gerling.
Hello, I'll be playing as Maerydyth Wimver, High Elf Bard.
Liz Campbell.
Hello, I will be playing Zongroff Growlshack, Orc Rogue and member of the Harbor Guard.
Maddy Searle.
Hello, I am playing Isadora Ravenwood, the half-dark elf necromancer.
And Pip Gladwin.
Hello, I'll be playing Torbrennan, the dwarf paladin and blade of Valorous.
So, we are playing a game called 13th Age. It is a D20 TTRPG designed by Rob Heinsu, lead designer on D&D 4th edition, and Jonathan Tweet, designer on D&D 3rd edition. And it's published by Pelgrane Press. If you want to check out the system yourself, go to the podcast description where you can find a link. Last we left off, our characters stepped into an uncertain fate, preparing to face trials within the dangerous and mysterious Athril Vault. I don't think there needs to be any further introduction to this, so if everyone's ready, let's get started. As you walk through the door into the bright white light, your eyes begin to adjust. You see that you are in a room covered floor to ceiling with mirrors. The door slams shut behind you. As you turn to look, you can see only your own reflections staring back at you. There are no lights in this room, and yet it is one of the brightest rooms you have ever been in. The hair on the back of your neck stands on end as you hear a dreadful scratching sound. As you all turn your heads to investigate, you see words scratching themselves in a jagged, messy scrawl on the wall. The words read,
Wimver Web.
Welcome. You have entered the Vault of Mirrors. Only those worthy will find what they need most. The rest will leave this place empty-handed. Make your decisions wisely, or grave consequences will befall you. The scratching stops and is replaced by the sound of shattering glass. To your left and to your right, the mirrors shatter, creating two passages, likewise lined with endless mirror and impossible light. The scratching begins again. You are faced with a choice. Opposites before you. Locked in constant combat. One must destroy the other. But who will succeed? The choice is yours. Travel left for life, or journey right for death.
Well, I mean, I'm not that keen on death.
So, we are checking out a book, right? This is
So intense.
so intense for a book.
It better be a really good book. That's all I'm saying.
I'm guessing it's going to be a good book.
Okay.
I'm kind of probably not the best person to ask for this one, because to me, life and death are part of an endless cycle that are inextricably linked. So I don't really see the difference between them, because for one to happen, the other has to happen. So that's just my philosophical view on the subject. Sorry, that went on longer than I expected.
Okay. I mean, it seems like a pretty binary choice. Unless you suggest we just smash this other mirror and see what's behind that.
Smash the middle mirror. No.
But you didn't want us instantly breaking your dungeon, Zach.
No. I'm not going to say
7
anything.
years bad luck.
Yep, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I mean, life seems... Life...
Feeling
I mean,
a
life
little,
is definitely the one that's appealing to me more right now. I'm going to be completely honest. But, I'm happy to have my opinion swayed.
Are we all going the same way?
I mean, I would suggest you do. Isadora, could you do me a favor? Could you roll me intelligence check?
All right.
With advantage, actually.
That's 23.
There's something to what you just said. About this place is built by wizards. The divinity of this world is built on this idea of cyclical life and death. There is a harmony between those two things. There's something in what you just said.
I think this choice might not be as binary as it appears. But I can't quite work out how we're meant to show that to the room.
Well, life usually comes first, right?
What if we go into the life bit, but we bring Horace? So, we have the two together.
I would say you may make a clear... If you make a clear statement, it feels like this place is listening. You can choose one or the other, or you can choose to not play by these rules.
Okay. I'll kind of step in a direction that seems relevant, even though we're in a room that's surrounded by mirrors. I'm just gonna make a step purposefully, even though there's no point, and say to the room, you can't have life without death and death without life. This isn't a choice that we can make.
The words before you shrink back into the mirror. The scratching, seemingly unmade and only flawless mirror reflecting your uncertain faces until a gut-wrenching, spine-tingling crack ripples through the room. You see your reflections are distorted as a horrifying crack runs along the entire room before the mirror shatters entirely and the glass in front of you falls away. All you see ahead of you is darkness, and all that is behind you is mirror.
Oh, so we did have to smash the mirror in front.
Yeah.
But with philosophy.
That seemed to do something. Wow.
Well,
Shall we mosey on over to the darkness?
I suppose we'd better.
Does anyone have a torch or anything? No.
No.
I have some mushrooms. I don't think there'll be any help.
Something tells me we're probably not going to need a torch, but
Okay, yeah. It's a magic dungeon.
right. Shall we?
let's go.
Bring it.
You all walk into the darkness ahead of you and begin to emerge into another mirrored space. You see ahead of you is a room filled with items. And on a table, you see some things laid out for you. In the four corners of the room, you see statues, each with their hands outstretched. As you look closer, you see that the statues are of each of you.
Wow, not creepy at all.
Does my hair really look like that?
Yeah, but I think it's nice.
That
Thank
is
you.
a terrible likeness. I'm not even close to that tall.
I've had to blow you up just to make it not silly. Yeah.
You see on the wall again, scratching comes. You must decide where your item lies.
We'll investigate the table and see what's on the
Okay,
table.
yeah.
Okay, on the table, you have a dagger encrusted with rubies and sapphires, a plain but sturdy looking shield, an enormous diamond-encrusted necklace, a book bound by thick leather, a magnifying glass with a gold hilt, a guard's helmet, a polished wooden guitar, and a long wooden bow, as in for violin, engraved with long elvish words. What would you guys
Having
like to
done
do?
that, I'm going to take a look at my statue.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 17.
Yeah, so you see yourself, almost a mirror reflection of you. You're wearing the same clothes that you are now. Your expression looks neutral. You are carrying your same sword. It very much looks just as you are now.
What sort of pose is it in?
Your hands are outstretched, as if awaiting something. And so are all of yours.
Okay.
I'll turn back to the others. Well, I have an idea, but
I do as well, yeah. But I don't know if it's the right idea.
well, it seems like.
What
there
are
is
your ideas? Because I'm clueless.
Oh, sure. Well, and I walk over to the table and I pick up the shield, and I take the shield over to the statue and put the shield in its arms.
Why have you chosen the shield?
I've chosen the shield because the sort of simple plain shield, because all I ever really wanted to do was protect people.
Fantastic. As you place the shield in the statue's hand, it springs to life, grabs the shield, and holds it as if it is to protect someone.
Okay, so I'll turn back to the others and sort of smile and shrug.
Can I have a look at the elvish words on the bow and see if I can see what it says?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll. You speak Elvish. You're an elf. It says, "To play with precision is a gift of the gods."
Oh.
I was gonna examine the magnifying glass more closely.
Yeah, what would you like to know about it?
I know that the handle is gold. Is there any further inscriptions or patterns on it?
It's plain. It's just a gold handle. Nothing. No major inscriptions on it. It is a gold magnifying glass.
Okay.
I'd like to pick up the guard's helmet.
Why would you like to use the guard's helmet?
Because it's part of the uniform that I wear, and the uniform is as much part of my identity as I think anything else. It's what I've chosen. It's the person I've chosen to be, and I think it means a lot. That symbol of being part of something larger than yourself.
Absolutely. You place the helmet in the outstretched hands of yourself. Likewise, your statue springs to life, grabs hold of the helmet, and places it on their head.
Can I have a quick play with the guitar to see if I like it?
Yeah, you may.
Sweet. Do I need to roll?
You can roll me to see how well you do, but you don't need to play. Why don't you roll me a performance check? See what it's like.
What's that? Charisma?
Yeah, charisma. We'll do charisma.
It's not very good. 14.
Background?
That's with the background.
Okay. So you strum out a messy chord, but it's a good chord. It might need a little fine-tuning, a little work, but, you did all right. Maerydyth, do you have any connection to guitars?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, Maerydyth originally thought she might like to learn to play the guitar, but then she thought the violin felt like a more sort of sensible and proper instrument that would impress her dads more, so she chose to go for the violin. I mean, as it happens, they weren't particularly impressed by that either. So, viola. But as it happened, they weren't particularly impressed by that either. So, neither here nor there, really. But something that she's always been interested in.
How does she feel strumming that guitar? Doing a chord, very passable job at it as well.
Yeah, she quite likes it. Like, yeah, it could sound better. She'd sound better on the violin or the viola for sure. But
With a little practice.
with a bit of practice. But then if I give the statue the guitar, then I don't get to keep the guitar. So maybe I'll give. Now let's give the statue the guitar. See how it looks with the statue holding the guitar.
Maerydyth just single-handedly like ruins the entire dungeon for everyone. She's like,
It's like, I want to keep it.
I like the guitar, but I want it.
Yeah.
Also, dumb statue doesn't even have a violin. What's she going to use the bow for?
You place the guitar in the outstretched hand of the statue, and it springs to life and rocks out on that thing.
Amazing. See, I knew it'd be cool.
It looks wicked cool.
That's a cool statue.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Really cool statue.
I think my statue's the coolest one.
Yeah, mine looks just lame in comparison.
Yeah. It's okay though. Like, we can't all be really cool all the time.
Looking pointedly at the rest of us.
Isadora, you're the last one. What do you think?
Oh God, I feel like the pressure. I'd like to look at the book as well, please.
Okay. What would you like to know about the book?
Is there any writing in it? If so, can I read it?
Yeah, so you can just flip.
Is it the Ways of Valor? Because our quest is done.
It's
then.
the Ways of Valor. You're done.
Oh shit! I really should have looked harder at those items.
This is an old book. It's an introductory text to life magic. You know, the cycle of life and death, how these two things interconnect. It's a beginner's manual. It's a fundamental, basic understanding of how these two forces interact with each other, and explaining the origins of kind of Dor and Ross and how they kind of came together.
Okay. I'm torn between the book and the magnifying glass, because the book kind of obviously represents knowledge and includes information about Ross and Dor and how they interconnect, but also I feel like recently Isadora's been on a real quest for truth, and the magnifying glass seems to represent that for me. Kind of finding things that are hidden. I think I think she's going to go for the magnifying glass.
Okay. So can you just tell me again, why exactly? Tell me a bit about what this journey of truth has meant for Isadora.
I think it's about finding her place in the world, and understanding how the expectations of others don't necessarily reflect your inner truth, and seeking out new experiences, seeking out new things, and trying to get to the bottom of mysteries in order to help other people.
Okay. So, you place the magnifying glass in the statue's hand. And the statue grabs the magnifying glass and holds it to her heart and smiles.
Aw.
The mirror ahead of where you came in shatters. And you have succeeded. Congratulations. You may move on. Truth is, guys, there was no one item in that room that you could have chosen. The only thing that room was looking for was something that was true to you. And if you hadn't given me all such wonderful explanations, statues would not have accepted that. You all chose something that was true and right for the characters. So.
Are the other items still on the table?
You're gonna nick the necklace.
No, I would say the other items have faded away now.
Because you take the necklace and the door just reappears.
Yeah.
Just with the words "put it back" scratched in.
Put it back.
I changed my mind about the dagger because I want to stab real good.
But yeah, if you had chosen something vain, or if you'd chosen something like, that didn't connect with you deeply as a person, you wouldn't have succeeded. And you might have gone down a worse room, a worse space. All right. So, again, there is only darkness ahead of you. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, walk into it.
I'm
That
up for
seems to be
trying into it.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So, you walk through another passage. As you do, you see millions and billions and trillions of reflections of yourself into infinity. They mirror every single move you do. What do you all see in your reflection? What expressions do you have?
I think Torbrennan is just wide-eyed in awe and just looking around and just taking it all in. Just this is like fucking mind-bending shit right here. So I think he's just stunned by the whole thing, but like in a with a smile on his face, like it's amazing.
Isadora, what's Isadora thinking?
I think, to be completely honest, I think Isadora is, while she's fascinated and is kind of taking everything in and trying to process it, she's also feeling a lot of self-doubt because she's like, if I mess this up, this could be really bad.
Yeah. Maerydyth?
So Maerydyth's actually put her sunglasses back on again, and she's just trying to look kind of cool and unfazed by it all. I mean, yeah. Do I need to roll for whether that's working or not? Or no.
Zongroff, what are you feeling?
I think Zongroff actually looks very cautious. I think Zongroff is not necessarily looking around in wonder, but more looking for threats or whatever. She still feels really responsible for these people and is worried that this is a weird enough situation that something dangerous could happen.
Yeah, okay. You come into the next room. Another brightly lit room filled with floor to ceiling with mirrors. As you enter the passageway that led you into here, the mirrors begin to bend.
Oof.
They begin to stretch, and they begin to grow until the only thing you see where the passageway was that you just came in through is more mirrors. You're trapped in this room. And words once again begin to scratch themselves into the glass ahead of you. As you read the words high above you in a massive scrawl, your hearts drop. Your reflections are staring right back at you as you read. Their eyes do not move to read as yours do. They remain locked on you, and you realize what is happening. Your reflections begin to walk towards you. Their expressions dark. They morph out of the mirror and ready their fighting stances. The words above you read, "Are you your own worst enemy?" Roll me initiative.
Yay.
26.
16.
17.
22.
All right. First up in the initiative order is Zongroff. What would you like to do?
Okay. Zongroff pulls out her 2 short staffs and holds them, kind of backs up into our group, presumably now surrounded by these weird, evil funhouse versions of ourselves. And I think she kind of readies herself and says, "This is a riddle. All right, everything to this point has been a riddle. If we all try and take out ourselves, we're going to be at a stalemate. We need to work together. We need to take ourselves out one at a time. If we work together, we are stronger than the sum of our parts. All right? Just follow my lead. And I'm going to pounce at the first person who I assume is my own reflection coming towards me, and hit out with a double strike.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Then.
All right, go for it. Why is Zach freaking out?
I don't know why Zach is freaking out, and I'm really worried. Was this not the answer to the riddle?
Hey, we're gonna just get through this.
25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits your armor class.
Yeah, all right, it's myself. Oh, Jesus. That's 13 damage.
13 damage. Yeah. Mira Zongroff takes that hit like a champ. Not looking great. I think.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's an 18, which is a critical hit because of my dangerous feat. So I'm going to roll some more dice, Zach, or do I just double it?
Let's do double dice now because we did double number before, but we're going to stick with the real rules now.
26 damage to evil Funhouse Zongroff.
Mira Zongroff, you just donk in the head, and then Mira Zongroff's next up in the initiative order. Do you want to do anything with your movement or your bonus action?
Nope.
Well, it's a natural 18, which hits your AC, because your AC is 18, so that's 27, I think.
I would also point out that on an 18 with my dangerous feat, that is a critical hit.
Yeah, so how many dice is this that I get to roll?
So it's 3d6, and then you can
3d6?
plus 3 and then double it.
And then double it. Oh, cool.
It's pretty.
So we're going to
beefy.
do 8. 10 is 22. 22 damage to you, Zongroff. Great. Fantastic. Next up in the round is going to be Maerydyth.
Okay, I'm sort of hesitant to fight evil mirror Maerydyth.
Why would you say that?
So
Because she's just so cool.
yeah.
She's like way edgier than you could ever be.
Yeah, can I just be like, hey, fancy seeing you here, do you want some coffee? And I get my flask out.
I don't want your weird coffee, all right?
Do you have better coffee?
I don't know what's in that stuff.
Yeah, you do. You're me. It's a Winville whip.
Yeah, it's your Winville whip. It probably sucks. You probably definitely poisoned that, wood elf guy.
What?
That wood elf guy that you gave it to, you probably definitely poisoned him.
Oh. No, he was fine. He was doing
now until his heart explodes later.
Okay, well, can I try some of yours then?
Shall I summon some?
Yeah, no, Mira Maerydyth pulls out a whole
Have
flask.
it on her.
All right. Yeah, fine. Mine's way better.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Mira Maerydyth, do me a favor. Roll me an intelligence check.
14.
14. Do me a favor, Maerydyth. Roll me an opposed intelligence check.
Okay. It's also a 14.
You guys have the identical coffee. You guys make the exact same coffee.
Okay.
All right. Yours is pretty good.
Yeah, same here. I like what you did with the sugar syrup and the espresso.
Yeah, I guess I'd say the same about yours.
Yeah.
I guess I acted too harshly there.
Yeah.
Maerydyth, are you doing anything with your turn other than this conversation?
I'm just gonna say, should we not fight? Because that feels really cliche and lame. No offense, Zongroff.
I'm busy pummeling myself.
Yeah, you
like, are we not supposed to fight? I've misread this situation. I was on edge, and I feel like I've jumped to a conclusion, and now it's really awkward for, oh no.
Mira Maerydyth will likewise not attack you.
Cool.
Next up in the round is Torbrennan. What would you like to do?
How aware am I of what just happened?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. Come on, baby. That's really good. That's a 19.
Usually they haven't attacked each other.
Okay.
Maerydyth could have gone first, didn't.
And I've seen Zongroff attack her mirror, and the mirror almost identically attack her back. Even you both critted, which was ridiculous.
That was pure chance.
I think I'm gonna sort of stack up, sort of back to back with Zongroff, and say, you know, I'm not certain fighting's the answer, old friend. And I'll pat her on the shoulder. Well, probably not shoulder, small of the back. I'm very short, and I'm gonna lay on hands without consent. Sorry.
Fair. Do you get the right Zongroff? That's the real question.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can tell them apart. Liz, you get a recovery as one of your own recoveries, but you also add 6 to it because it's me.
Nice. That's 20 points back.
Nice.
Hey, Zongroff.
Who's saying this?
It's me, Zongroff.
Yeah, what's up? It's awkward that we're fighting now. Everyone else is just watching us.
How many more people do you think need to vanish before you, like, do your damn job?
I think you'll be fine. I've been doing my damn job pretty much every hour of the day for quite some time now.
Yeah,
The
well, with
shade.
hits like those, it's a wonder you got as far as you did.
Oh, come on, that was a pretty good hit. You too, actually. That was like in the kidneys.
Yeah, whatever. Keep telling yourself that.
Next up is Isadora.
Okay. Am I also aware that some of our party are
Roll
not
me
fighting?
a perception check.
Cool. Nat 18.
Yeah, you saw both things happen. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna turn to Isadora and be like, this is a very stressful situation, and I can understand if
Yeah.
you'd want to fight me. But I would suggest that fighting is not the answer in this case.
Do you really think you have a choice? I mean, you can hardly control your powers. What makes you think you deserve your friends when you could kill them at any moment?
I think I've been working really hard on controlling my powers, and I'd hazard a guess that you have as well, since we're the same person. And I think the fear that we're going to kill everyone that we love is holding us back, and we shouldn't be worrying about that anymore.
Well, you abandoned your home, and your father, and now you really think that these guys won't abandon you in turn?
I haven't abandoned my father. I have to learn how to use my powers, and he supports me. And I will go back to him. And my friends won't abandon me.
I'm bashing Maerydyth next term. How dare she?
Wait, what?
Not Maerydyth.
Isadora.
Isadora.
Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I would like to summon Horus
Okay.
and ask him to do a dance.
Yeah.
All right. I would like that to happen. Please tell me exactly how this happens.
Horus emerges from the swirling purple-black portal in the ground, and as soon as he emerges, he does finger guns and then starts swinging his hips.
I mean, it's all he's
This is
got,
a weird history.
Wow, Horace. Them
You
hips.
see that mirror Isadora likewise summons her mirrored Horus, and they do a mirrored dance to each other.
See, this is great. They're like perfectly coordinated.
Yeah, they do seem to be getting along.
We're back up at the top of the round. The escalation die, is it 1?
Is it though?
Have we escalated?
I feel like this hasn't escalated.
No, I don't think the escalation die is at 1.
One of us is in a fight.
What I really want to know, Zongroff, is
Yeah.
are you attacking this round?
I just have this picture of like being in a headlock with my own doppelganger, just being like this internal monologue of being like, oh, I was trying to be clever. I thought I could participate in solving the riddles, and I've done this completely wrong. I think I'm gonna just try and tap out myself
Or we could just all pile on Mirror Zongroff.
Be like, all right. Clearly, this is a lesson about, attacking yourself physically and metaphorically. I'm figuring it out.
Well,
okay, let's.
How can you know that for sure?
Well, because my friends have figured it out, and that's why I have these
probably
people.
a really good idea. By all means, take a step back, and then we can all attack your friends when you stand there and do nothing. I mean, you can't help yourself. You're naturally predisposed to let people down.
If you touch my friends, I swear to. Can I defer my action till after my evil clone and see if they keep attacking?
You may not.
No.
They mirror your action, so no, you may.
All right, well then fine. I'm just going to flip them the bird.
You may
and
not
stand
game
up.
my riddle.
All right, I'm going to respond to the dwarf hand on my back and calm down, and I'm still going to step back. Zongroff's still extremely defensively positioned, she is willing to accept that maybe attacking is not the answer, but I'm not letting my guard down. So that.
All right.
Yeah, interesting choice.
Your doppelganger does not attack, and neither too. I'm presuming everyone else. Wait, Maerydyth, on your turn, are you attacking Mirror Isadora?
Well, see, I was going to because she was being so mean, but I feel like the Horus dancing thing was like a peace gesture, so I'm just gonna let it slide. I'm gonna get my viola out and I'm gonna play some music to accompany the Horus's dancing.
All right, there is beautiful viola music filling this mirror chamber.
I guess I'll play a harmony.
Yeah, if you like, could be cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, are we going for a major or a minor?
I'm gonna go for major. You do you though,
Yeah, that's
hon.
fair. This is a cheery. This is a cheery
It's time. It's not beat dance.
Okay,
they're
true.
skeletons, but it doesn't always have to be in a minor key for them,
Yeah. No, I get you. It's cliche.
Just because you're dead doesn't exactly.
It
It's
is
overdone.
cliche.
It's
It is
overplayed.
cliche. All right.
So you all hold, choosing not to fight.
I think Torbrennan sort of walks over and sort of cocks his head a little bit at Mirror Torbrennan, and I think they both reach out at the same time and just fix each other's hair.
Yeah, you got a bit there.
Yep, so do you. Hold on, I'll get it.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a second.
Yep, got it.
I can do this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep, looking good.
I'm not sure we really know what people in the city's hair is supposed to look like.
Well, we're not from the city. We don't have to have our hair the same as them. We can bring in a new style.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. We can hold on to our proud dwarvish warrior heritage.
Well, something like that.
You see your reflections all wind back. There is a moment where you think they could all dogpile on you and attack you and take advantage of you. But they freeze, and each of them moves back, likewise choosing not to strike.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Turns out our evil reflections were super chill, so
Yeah.
never mind.
I mean, they were a little bit harsh, but not worth physical violence over.
Well, I hadn't tried your Windville whip, so how was I supposed to know?
Yeah.
Oh
No, to be fair, you were probably the nicest one out of all of them, which is surprising.
I am magically designed to be exactly as trusting as you.
Okay,
so that's probably something you might want to work on, because I didn't pick this personality.
So wait, so I'm too trusting, or?
I don't know. I mean, it's whatever you want to bring away from this experience, man.
Yeah. But I mean, what are you taking away from this experience?
I'm not existing anymore. I'm a magical construct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna vanish.
Yeah. Cool.
Which
well,
you think would be
good luck
scary,
with that.
but you think would be scary, but I'm over it.
Sweet. Yeah. You'll cope. You're pretty cool.
Yeah.
At that, you see your reflections all smiled together with the most thankful and tender expression, and you feel their peace as they shrink back into the mirror and resume to mirror your actions from behind the glass.
Who are those losers?
Yeah. Right. Well, Zongroff can't win them all. But it was a plan. And, having a plan is better than having no plan.
Definitely.
This library's stupid. I hate it. I'm sulking.
Sulking because she did the wrong thing.
There's
Okay, this time, however, the mirror ahead of you does not shatter in place. However, it raises. It reveals 4 separate doors, each of which has your names written on it.
Cool. I guess I'll just walk through mine.
I was gonna say, is it a trap? Shall we all go through each other's?
Let us never doubt the room. The room has our best interest at heart, clearly.
Are each of you walking through?
I'll open mine, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll go through mine then.
Well, see you on the other side.
I think I'm going to do a quick squeeze of Torbrennan's hand before I head over to my door.
Oh, yeah, we've been holding hands this whole time.
This whole time. I love it.
Even during the fight.
During the fight.
totally.
They're just like,
Your mirrors were holding hands too.
Like summon Horus with one hand whilst...
yeah. Okay. So each of you enter your designated door and find yourself flooded in darkness.
Sunglasses off.
Zongroff, as you're in the darkness, suddenly you find yourself walking the streets of New Harbor. You feel years younger. You know this city like the back of your hand at this point. You have told kids to stop writing on walls in every district of the city. You have even found a nemesis who swears your feud will shake the foundations of this city so violently as to bring it crumbling to the ground. Those words were said to you after you forced Joey to return 3 copper pieces to an old woman who he convinced owed money to the Electoral Commission for registering to vote twice. This was, of course, a lie. She had done no such thing. You are proud of everything you have done. You have worked hard to get here. You suffered through years of police training, schools, and even more. Your family are proud of you. You are serving your community, the highest honor an orc could have. You check the time on your speaking stone and see that you're only a few minutes from the end of your shift. You also see on your stone there's a message from your younger sibling, Zektok. It just says, "Hey, I hope you're all right. I really miss you." You know Zektog has just started university. Your mom sent you a message a few days ago saying that Zek was having a bit of a hard time. But before you get a chance to respond, a Tortere woman comes up to you.
Excuse me, officer. Could you help me?
Oh, yes, what seems to be the matter?
Oh, well, I work in a shop nearby, and I spotted some ruffians hanging around, and they were a couple of elves and a dwarf. They were really eyeing up the place. I'm worried they're planning to break in or something. I live at the shop, you see, so I'm so worried they're gonna try and break in while I'm asleep.
Right. Have you seen them before? What's happening?
No, well, they're always around, in the neighborhood, but I just don't know how much I trust them. Is there anything you could do to I don't know, put a stop to them?
I mean, I think Zongroff remembers this and knows what happens next.
Please, I just really need your help. I'm just so worried. I can't take care of myself.
What did Zongroff say last time?
Zongroff remembers telling this woman to head down to the station where they'll be able to file an official report, and they'll send someone round. She was almost done with her shift, but there'll be somebody else to help, and they can come by tomorrow, make sure it's all secure.
You say that again. You sent her to the police station. Like you know you should. Like the rules say you should. And when you come by tomorrow, you're horrified to see that the shop is scorched, burnt out from the inside. You approach the officer that's on the scene and they tell you that the shop was targeted for a hit. Apparently some gangsters were trying to move into this area and needed to make a statement. They just happened to choose this poor woman's shop. When you ask the officer about the Torterre woman who lived there, they tell you that she was inside when the place lit up. If any other species had been in that place, she would have gone down with the building. She sustained some serious injuries, and she's been taken to the hospital for treatment. The officer also says to you that they aren't sending a detective to find out what happened or look into this any further. They're spread too thin, and they don't have the resources to investigate. What does Zongroff want to do?
I mean, she wants to take every step. She wants to go and fix this and find these people and investigate it herself. But again, she knows what happened, and she, made it known to her superiors that this was a case that she thought was important and should be looked into, and well, nothing really happened.
If you could do it over differently, what would you do?
Am I going from now, or can I go from before?
You can go from whenever you want.
When that woman asked for help, I would have followed her then and there.
What difference do you think that would have made?
Maybe nothing. But maybe it would have changed everything.
You wind yourself back in time, and you go back to the moment that the woman approached you, and you choose to follow her into her shop. You see the next day that the shop next door was targeted instead.
Yep. I mean, I think Zongroff in some way always knew that you can't stop everything. You can't save everyone, and I don't know, this is simultaneously a kind of vindication and a disappointment.
Sure.
That makes sense.
When you were pleading this case to your superiors, I presume you were giving it everything you had.
Yeah.
When you were pleading that case, even though it couldn't be investigated, even though you knew it was so low priority at the time, you attracted the eye of a higher ranking police officer. You attracted the attention of Turag Ironbone, who approached you, seeing how distraught you were after pleading with higher level police officers, and he came to sit next to you.
You're right there, Corporal.
Sir, yes, sorry, I was just, I'm just here to talk about a case.
Oh yeah, what case in particular?
There was an arson attack on a shop. It wasn't my case, but apparently we don't have the resources to investigate it.
Yeah, well, we hear that one a lot from the higher ups. But I hear you went in to check out the shop next door just to do your best.
Yeah, I thought maybe they should be warned, just in case.
Well, I think you couldn't have known what happened. I think all you could do was whatever you thought was right at the time, and hope that you could save someone.
I know. This happens in the job, doesn't it? It happens all the time, really. I remember this one the most clearly.
Well, the unfortunate fact is that it's happening to someone, somewhere, in this city, at any point. I think all you can do is try to help the people in front of you.
One day I'll try and help you, Ironbone.
Well,
I will. I know. Sorry, I'm breaking this memory now, but I think...
This memory is yours to manipulate.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Well,
I've tried so hard. I've tried so hard.
Hey, well, I think, Corporal, there is a way that you can help me. Corporal, I need someone like you on my team. Will you join me?
You think for a moment, and suddenly you have a flash. You see everything that is about to happen from this moment onwards. Ironbone vanishes. You are straddled with the entire case. You are exhausted, without sleep on a case that seemingly never ends. You see the face of Gustav Prima at the service for his wife. All of this flashes before you, and you see the kind face of Ironbone looking expectantly at you.
Well, what do you say, Corporal?
Of course I'll help you.
As you sit there, the world fades to black around you. And we are going to move to Isadora. Isadora, you find yourself in your room, but not here in New Harbor. You are in your room at your home. You have somehow traveled thousands of miles to the Elven Dominion to your small home on the outskirts of the village of Ravenwood. Your eyes open on the cold, dreary morning, and you hear the kettle boiling downstairs.
I'll get up and head downstairs.
Yeah, so you head down the stairs, and you see your father is sat in his ancient armchair, sipping at a small mug of tea.
Morning, Isadora. How you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. Are you okay, Dad?
Oh yeah. You know, doing the best I can. I'm alright. Don't you worry about me.
Is there anything I can get you? Do I need to get the apothecary?
Oh no. I wouldn't want to bother anyone now. I think I'm alright. You know, just you being here with me. That's good enough for me.
Okay. I see you've got your tea. I was thinking of making pancakes this morning. Would you like some?
Oh yeah, I think I can. I think I can get a couple down. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'll head over to the kitchen and start making pancakes.
Fantastic. So, just for the sake of it, could you roll me a quick, I don't know, what would you say is cooking?
Dexterity?
Yeah, maybe go dexterity. Go dexterity for me.
Nat 18. I keep rolling nat 18s. Nat 18 plus 4.
Yeah, you
22.
whip up a real nice batch of pancakes for your dad. You are sat there whipping up those pancakes, and you are smelling all those familiar smells of home. You are so happy to be there. I think Isadora has really missed her father. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah. I think she misses things that are cozy and familiar, and she remembers being very excited to move to the city and experience lots of new things and meet lots of people, but her experience hasn't been quite what she imagined, and she's just, a big part of her is wishing that she could just be at home.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's within. I feel as though Isadora's been through a lot recently to really remind her of wishing she could be somewhere cozy and somewhere a bit safer. Yeah, you whip up these pancakes. They are delicious. One of the best batches you've ever made. Athen gets a few bites down before he starts to splutter and cough. He is wheezing and struggling for breath. He can't get anything in. He is starting to choke, but not on the pancakes. What would you like to do?
Dad, I need to get someone here to help you, okay?
I'm alright. No, don't worry about it.
You need help. You need help, Dad. Okay. I don't want to leave you, but I need to get someone to help. So,
Would you like to investigate him magically? You know there's healing magic that exists.
yeah.
You might not have it necessarily, but maybe there's something you can do.
Yeah, I'll see if there's anything I can do to help before I leave.
Okay.
That's nat 19.
Oh, fuck.
I keep rolling really well.
You do a kind of scan with your magic of Athen to see what's wrong, and you realize that his lungs are filling with liquid. But as quickly as it appears, it disappears for a moment. He's okay. He's not great, but it goes away. You know, as you examine him, that what is happening to him obviously is the disease that you know he has, but it's going to keep happening, and it's going to keep getting worse, and he will eventually suffocate over time, maybe sooner, maybe later.
Oh, I'm sorry, my love. You know, that keeps happening. That's all right. I told you it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to, put a downer on your time here. While you're back home.
It's absolutely fine. Like, it's not under your control. It's absolutely fine. I just wish I just wish there was something I could do.
You're here, you're here, and that's enough.
Okay. Why don't I get my ukulele out and see if we can kind of strum on something.
Oh yeah, I think that would be nice.
So, I presume you spend the afternoon strumming away a few songs with your father and singing songs about, what are you singing songs about?
I think some of them are traditional, like, Ros hymns. Some of them are folk songs from the Elven Dominion. And a couple might be songs that we came up with together when I was a child, just like really silly ones that make no sense, but ones that we remember coming up with together when I was a child.
Amazing. As you are strumming away at a particular hymn about Ros, there's a song that reminds you of something. There's a song whose lyrics roughly translate to someone giving their life or their essence to their beloved. In that case, it was romantic, but it's this idea that you can give your essence or your power to someone to save them. And you kind of ping in your head and you think, you could make it so Athen lives longer, at least his natural lifetime. You could do this. You believe that if you used all of your power, every drop of it, every part of the necromantic energy that flows through you would be given to Athen, and he would be saved. You could never leave him, and you would never be able to use magic again. You couldn't return to the city unless he was with you, and he would still be frail. This all occurs to you in a moment. What would you like to do?
I think Isadora's just gonna stop in the middle of the song that she's strumming for a few seconds and then just continue.
Okay. Is there nothing else that you'd like to do, just to confirm? Is your decision, I just want to confirm, you're not going to pursue that?
Yeah.
Okay. As you strum with your father, with the knowledge that he will need to pass sooner rather than later, the world fades around you again. And you are back in black. And we are going to move over to Maerydyth.
Okay.
Maerydyth, you feel smaller than you were a moment ago in the other room. You realize that you are in fact much smaller. You are 9 years old, holding your viola. Your teacher is instructing you, and you are a studious pupil. For once. Tell me a bit about your choice to play the viola, Maerydyth. What was that choice for you?
Well, Maerydyth wanted to, she's always been drawn to music, so she wanted to pursue that and make her own. She also wanted to do something that would make her dads proud and make them notice her. she's got quite a high achieving sister, older sister. And so she kind of felt like she needed something that was her thing in order to sort of, get their attention.
Were you always going to did you always want to play the viola?
No. So I think originally she wanted to choose the guitar, but then she thought the viola felt kind of more impressive, maybe kind of had the potential to impress her parents more. So that's what she went with.
The world swirls around you again for a moment, and you are elsewhere. You are about to step foot on stage. A little baby elf, all of 9 or 10 years old. Your viola instructor gives you a gentle push out onto the stage, and as you step out, there is a polite round of applause from the audience, and you can spy your older sister, Gwendolyn, sat next to your fathers, who both look up at you expectantly. You know the song that you need to play. Would you like to play it?
Yeah.
Okay. You begin to play, and you feel the fear of a small child for a moment. Your hand slips, and you hit the wrong note, but you recover. You don't think anyone has noticed. But then you do it again. Worse this time, and this time you hear the shrill cackle of your sister in the audience. She is clutching her stomach as you see both of your fathers walk out of the auditorium. The world swirls around you again. You're at your school. You are searching for your name on a list of roles for the school musical. As you scan, you realize that your name isn't on the list at all. Your heart breaks. Up behind you comes your sister, laughing with her boyfriend.
Oh, hey there, May. What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just checking to see if I had a part in the musical, but I don't. But it's cool because I didn't really want to be in it anyway, really. So it doesn't really matter.
Oh, well, better luck next time.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got the lead.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
I did.
No, you. Oh.
Don't worry, May. You'll always be a drama queen.
Gwendolyn laughs and grabs her boyfriend by the hand, leading him away. You stand there in fury and anger and swear to get your revenge. The world swirls around you again. You find yourself months later. Months of your sister rubbing it in your face. Months of rehearsals. Months of plotting on your part. You are in the wings as your sister is belting out her solo. Her boyfriend, a dopey-looking high elf with a Letterman jacket, stands beside you. You've been planting the seeds of doubt in his mind for weeks. Finally, at just the right time, you pull him down into a kiss, right as you know your sister will be looking at this exact spot. You feel nothing but the red-hot rage of a teenager as your lips meet. You break the kiss and look up to see your sister's face, crestfallen. Your plan worked exactly how you expected. Tears well up behind her eyes as she storms off the opposite side of the stage. How do you feel?
I mean, a little bit guilty that I've made her cry, but not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, I know now, obviously, that it's not nice to be cheated on, or rather see someone that you thought you were with someone else. So maybe I feel a little bit worse than I did at the time. Especially now that she's embarrassed herself on stage as well.
The world swirls around you again. This is years later, after a cavalcade of pranks, hysterics, and harsh words towards your sister that landed you at boarding school. Away from your sister and away from your fathers, you got exactly what you wanted. You were alone. You've done your normal Friday night activity of sneaking out of your dorm to the local tavern. This week, they're hosting a group from New Harbor City. Fractured Riffling.
Boo!
To you, they were truly incredible. You could see yourself up on that stage alongside them for a moment. At the bar, you see the lead singer of the band. A youthful but mature-looking wood elf whose name you think is Ash. Before your eyes, you see the cruelty that you inflicted on your sister. And you can feel your heart break, as it will a month from now after you uproot your entire life to be with a man who had no intention, or in fact desire, to be with you. But for now, all you see is a handsome wood elf at the bar. Maerydyth, what would you like to do?
I don't know, because I guess just ignore him and dance the night away, because,
You can ignore him?
yeah, got no time for him. I know how it's going to end.
Okay. So, you look at Ash for a moment. You see what could be, and you choose to walk away from it. And as you go into the bar to dance the night away, the world fades to black around you. And we will move to our final party member, Torbrennan. You open your eyes in the darkness of a mine. You can smell the fumes and sulfur of the Melmcraft Mountains. You hear a banging on your door. You hear your father's voice from the other side of the door. And you stuff the latest book you've managed to get from the traveling merchants under your mattress.
Come on, up and at 'em, boyo. We got work to do.
All right, Dad. Just a second. Hold on.
And you start to get yourself ready as your father is expecting you to be in the mine by a certain time. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're gonna head off to work, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. The world changes around you for a moment, and you find yourself deep down the mine. You are hammering away as you do, day after day after day. Your father's expecting you to take over the family business. It's a simple business. You mine, and you mine, and you mine. And that's it. It's great for some. Your father loves it. But I think deep down Torbrennan thinks he might be destined for something greater. Something like what's in his books. And as you hit your hammer, you hear something that sends a shiver up your spine. There is the great howls of an unearthly beast bellowing out of the cavern to your right, as in down the long cavern you are in. The walls begin to shake as something approaches you. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone else around me? Am I surrounded by
No
other
one else
miners?
is around you. It is
Just me on
completely
my
quiet.
own?
You are alone.
I'll sort of take the pickaxe or the hammer that I have in hand and kind of press myself against the wall by the opening and sort of tuck myself back as best I can as this thing approaches.
As you tuck yourself in, you realize you accidentally hit a pocket of very weak stone and you fall backwards into a hole. You're stuck in the hole, trapped, a sitting duck for whatever is And as it moves closer and closer and closer, and these howls, these horrible, unearthly howls, you hear the sudden clash of steel. The horrifying yelps of the beast as something attacks it. You hear the beast retreat as a great slash comes down on it. A voice bellows from next to you.
Blades, go after it. I'm right behind you.
Torbrennan, you hear 3 or 4 sets of feet rushing off in pursuit of the beast. Then you hear a single set of footsteps coming towards you to grab you out of the hole you've fallen into. Above you, illuminated by the torchlight of the cavern, you see the silhouette of a hero. He is clad in great armor, clutching an enormous 2-handed sword. You see the gleaming, shining figure of Elias the Forthright for the first time.
Are you all right, son?
Oh yeah, I'm all right. I just need help out of this hole.
Yeah, you look like you're in a bit of trouble there for a second. Don't worry. Let me get you out of there. Go on, give me a hand.
Yeah, I'll reach up to him.
Yeah, he offers you his hand to give you a lift out of this collapsed tunnel. And as you grip his hand, you see a flash for a moment. You see everything that could happen. You leave your home. You leave your father and your mother behind. You leave the family business behind. You leave the mine behind. You travel with the blades. You become more and more like the heroes you spent your life reading about. You learn about the ways of valor. You help people. You like the person that you become. Then something happens. It's a stormy night. You and Aaron have been left behind in the inn while the rest of the Blades went to go confront the horde of vampires that had taken up residence in the nearby village. Rain smacks against the window, and you feel in your bones that something is wrong. Then, with a great screech, Rose the Swift throws the door open. She is clutching the figure of Gwen the Deadly. Gwen looks pale. Her breaths are coming in thin and shallow. Elias comes through a moment later with a horrified expression on his face. He falls stunned into a seat. You see Croc follow shortly after. You see he is holding the sword of Wendell the Pious. You know Wendell. He would never have let his sword leave his side unless... Croc looks shattered. You watch Gwen fade before your eyes, and you see the pain of Rose, who loved her. Elias looks on in shock. The flash comes again. You are in the city of New Harbor. You heard Croc say that it would be safer there. They could rest. You see a resolve set behind Rose's eyes, and you see something break behind Elias's. None of them are quite the same as they were before. Rose tells the rest of you that she found work for you and somewhere to stay. Elias relents. You see the Blades sitting around a table. Croc staring into the distance. Aaron minding to him. Elias sat with a steaming mug of tea. Rose tops it up and then looks at you, giving you an understanding smile. You see Elias drinks, and you see the darkness behind his eyes grow. You flash back to that moment. You are in the cavern. Elias has reached his hand out to you. It is strong. He is a true hero. He smiles at you as he hoists you out of the hole. As he beams at you, he asks you a question. You remember this question because you knew that when you answered this question, everything changed for you.
What do you reckon? You want to help us fight this thing?
More than anything, yes.
All right. Up and at him, eh?
And Elias rushes down the cavern.
grab my pickaxe. I run after him.
As you run after him down the cavern, your decision set, the world fades around you. Your decision having been made. In turn, each of you come out of that darkness. You're reeling from that experience. You have all just relived some of the most pivotal, horrifying, wonderful moments of your life. The decisions that made you who you were, the regrets that you had or didn't. You emerge into a torchlit room. No more fine mirrors. The room is covered in red velvet, and ahead of you is a table with a note. The note reads, "Congratulations. You have passed through our trials. You may take your spoils." And, ahead of you, you see a table laden with some gifts, and you see each other.
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, just fine. Little trip down memory lane.
Yeah. Shall we get this book?
Yes, this is perhaps not the most practical library system I've ever come across, but
No.
certainly one of the most interesting. I hope they all don't take on this method.
Every time you want to check out a book from now on, you have to do this over again.
Just a gauntlet of misery.
I'm gonna be very glad to go back to the Athril student library and follow the Dewey Decimal System. I'm gonna appreciate it so much more.
So wait, are there no librarians in this library? Have I come all this way and there's not a librarian?
I think
It's not even a goddamn library. This is a vault.
I think
We never said this is a library.
No one said this is a library.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, did Maerydyth's mirror follow us? Is she still there? Just walking.
No.
Nobody said this was a
isn't even
library.
It's a vault.
The fuck are you still here?
I'll always be with you.
Look in the mirror.
Right here.
Quick, Zongroff, get her.
Kill her.
Oh boy. All right, let's go inspect this table. yeah.
Right. So there is not just one book on this table. There's 4. Well, no, sorry. There's 4 items. You look at this table, and on it is laid out 4 items, each of which is sat by a card holding your name. For you, Maerydyth, is a book. It appears handwritten. There is no author attributed to it. The title reads, Secrets of Faescrith, the Elvish Secret Service.
Oh.
You flip through the pages and you see that in there is a key to a cipher that
Heck
you
yes.
believe could be the key to cracking Tavin's notebook.
Like, at first I was disappointed that it wasn't Secrets of the Fang, but actually I think this is going to be really useful.
For you, Zongroff, is not a book, but a magnifying glass. As you pick it up, you feel a zap of energy from within it. As you look into the glass, you can see that it helps you locate magical auras. You may now more easily detect when something or someone has a magical effect on it. You believe this would help you identify those who are under mind control or have the potential to be mind controlled from Tavin's magic. Amongst other things. For you, Isadora, a text whose cover simply reads, A Guide to Prophecy. Across the cover is a stamp mark that reads, banned. On the top of that volume, though, Isadora, is a necklace, a pendant. It is a gorgeous purple gem that gleams in the torchlight. Would you like to put this on?
Yes, please.
Okay. As you wrap it around your neck, you suddenly feel connected to your magic in a way you hadn't before. You now feel as though your spells that put you at risk of hurting an ally will no longer present that risk.
That is sick. That's so good.
That is a gift for all of us.
Yes, truly a gift to the party.
Yeah.
Finally, Torbrennan, you see before you the most pristine copy of the ways of valor that you would dare even imagine existed. You flip through the pages and see it is whole and complete. This is the text that you have longed for since you joined the Blades. If you spend some time studying this thing, you will be able to add +1 to your Blades of Valorous background, which I believe is already really fucking high.
That'll make it a 5.
That's insane. The world changes around each and every one of you again, and you find yourself back at the unassuming door in the depths of Athril. You have successfully completed the Mirror Vault. And we will find out what happens next with these wonderful gifts next time on Realms of Peril and Glory. Thank you. Goodbye.
Do we have to walk up all these stairs now?
Hey guys, can you let us know where we can find you all? And I'm going to start with you, James.
Hi, so you can find me at Barbarossa Phone on Twitter. You can also check out Zach and my other podcast, The Orphans. It's a great time. It's a sort of dark sci-fi drama, very character-driven.
Maddy, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Maddy_abstract. And you can also find out about my personal podcast projects at snazzytapier.wordpress.com. And I also guest as Claire in Y2K audio drama, so you can search on the socials and the podcatchers for that.
Woo! Pip, where can people find you?
My social media presence is as empty as my cold heart, but I can be found popping up in various wonderful podcasts. The Orphans, Wooden Overcoats, Victoriosity, and I'm sure lots and lots more.
Liz, what have you got?
I can be found on social media at Liz X Campbell. I don't tweet much, but maybe if you tweet at me, maybe that'll encourage me to do so. And hey, if you want to tweet at Pip, send it to me and I'll pass it on through that carrier pigeon that we have between us.
And finally, Laura, where can people find you?
You can find me on social media with the handle at @bylauragirling. That's mostly illustration. And likewise, if you want to contact Pip, tweet me and I'll send him a handwritten letter.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can find me personally at ZACKFG, ZachFG on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Realms of Peril and Glory at RealmsPod. And the absolute best way of supporting this show is to head on over to patreon.com/lightandtragic. There you can get bonus episodes, you can get behind the scenes content, production updates, lots of really cool stuff that you're going to want to get your hands on. And thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Farewell.